seconds don't show up. The blue light's on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it should be good now. Boy, it really does have a big black space at the side. It looks like the note's getting all the way over here. Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Breakfast at Tiffany's and Happy New Year. It's the first episode of the year, but it's been a few episodes. But this is the first episode of 2025. Yep, can you believe it? It's already 2025. Those of you who didn't think you'd make it to 25, you know. But anyways, we're still here and we're going to make a quilt top because obviously I can't make the whole quilt in one video or two. Depends on how long this takes. But anyways, let's see who is all here real quick. Let's just do a quickie to see. We got Susan, Robin, Diane, Diana, Leanne, Robin, Alita, Joyce, Connie, Mary, Melissa, Judy, Gloria, Norma, Christy, and plenty more. Welcome, everybody, and good morning. So, as the title says, aloha. Oh, no, it says ahoy. I almost said aloha. Yep, see, because I can't think. The words, just whatever. I am going to do this kit running dough quilt for Villa Rosa Designs, and it's called AHOY. I have not opened it. I don't know what fabric goes to what. It is batiks. It's not a color palette I would have chose for myself, but it was sent to me. I don't remember by who. If you sent it, obviously you know who you are, but
It's still beautiful.
it's still pretty colors because they're batiks. I just wouldn't have put them together myself. So I'm going to open this.
Don't know if they hit the exclamation pattern.
Yeah, and today if you hit exclamation pattern, it will tell you, ooh, sorry for that crinkling sound close to the microphone. Well, that's staticky. It'll take you to the pattern if you want to do this from the video. It is one of those Villa Rosa design patterns. These things are so easy. It literally is just a postcard pattern. It's the easiest thing ever in the world, most likely. These are 100% beginner fab friendly, and they are easy to read and follow, and they have, I can't show you up close because then you can see the directions, and I'm not allowed to give them to you, or not. I could tell you the directions. I can't give you the measurements. But it has color picture on it and diagrams, and it all fits on these little postcards. So it says fabric. I needed 1 yard for the focal. I'm going to assume this is focal. Yeah, it's a $3 pattern. It's a download too, so it's for $3 on download on explanation pattern. It helps my channel out at the same time as well. It's a $3 download. So anyway, I'm going to assume this is focal fabric. I need 1 yard. So let's see if this is the focal fabric with 1 yard, because it'd be the only one that has 1 yard. This is very pretty. I like this. It's got purples and pinks. And yes, this is 1 yard. So here's the focal. Very, very pretty. Purples and pinks. And obviously, Scott's going to have to turn the iron on so we can get this stuff pressed.
Oh,
then it says blue sashing. Well, there is no blue in here. So I'm going to assume that sashing is this. It says it needs 1 1/4 yard. So here's 1 and 9 inches. Yep, that's 1 1/4 yard. So this, just leave it in half, but open the half up like this.
Like that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, so this would be considered the sashing. I would have never thought that this one was the sashing, but that's sashing. Oh, and this is what it looks like. It's just a batik. And then it says for red and triangles, 5/8 of a yard. How much is 5/8? Like 30 inches or something?
Of a yard?
Yeah,
A
no.
little over half. So
No,
half,
so that would be,
half is what, 18? So it'd be 20 something?
so it'd be 22 or 3 inches or something. Oh, there it is right there. Let's see. 23 inches right here. So this is going to be considered the red, I think. It's a purple. So that's the red triangles one that says 5/8 of a yard. And then gold squares, I'm going to assume is this pink if it's 1/4 yard. Well, this is a 1/2 yard. That says binding. 1/4 yard is it this one?
Mine and all these?
This is also half, yes.
Okay, well then take that and I'll take this. What do you want this? I just ironed
Right here is fine because I got to cut it. And just lay that right there. So I don't know if the pink or the yellow. I'm going to save the yellow for binding. It says 1/2 yard for binding. I'm just going to save the yellow for binding and do the pink as the gold squares. Or maybe I should do pink as binding. It's 18 inches. We'll do the yellow. No, pink will look better.
Wait till I iron them and then you can lay them all together and see what you think.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till he irons them all and then lay them and see. Because one will look better than the other. I'm pretty sure of it. Oh, there.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, I have the conclusion that that one is the focal. So I'm going to start cutting the focal fabric with what the directions say. So I'm literally going to lay this here on my mat. And we're going to start cutting. So it says cut blah, 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 because I can't tell you the measurements. You have to get the pattern for yourself. All right. So I'm going to line this up on a line on my mat. And then cut the blah, blah, blah number. Now if I could find the blah, blah, blah ruler.
Where do you want these ones to mine? You just want me to leave them over here? I thought you was going to lay them all together.
No, I think I'm going to... Oops.
Well, this pink is a nice, pretty pink.
It is a pretty pink. That's why I was kind of thinking that one should be the whatever and the yellow should be the binding. All right, I'm going to go ahead and find a rotary cutter and get started.
I've got one more iron if you want to lay them all together.
Well, screw it. I'll leave them on.
Speedy.
All right, so I'm going to...
Speedy guns out. One more iron, then you can lay them off.
Yeah, I think the pink should be what it says as the gold squares, honestly.
Instead of the yellow?
Instead of the yellow. Oh no, pink should be binding. Yellow should be the gold squares. And when I'm talking about gold squares, see the pattern? I'm going to assume that those gold squares are the yellow. So the purple is these corners. And then that brownish yellow color would be the sashing where it shows blue. And then yellow should be where the yellow goes because it'll pop more. All right, that's what we're going to do. And then pink will be binding.
So you're going to actually follow that?
Yeah.
What it says to do?
Yep. I'm going to try to follow it, sort of. You guys know I love to do my own thing 90% of the time, but I have the pattern, so technically I can make this more than once in a different color palette if I want to. All right. I should put my trash back on this side now that Christmas is over with. All right, so I need to cut. I forgot the number already. Okay. I need to cut 3 of a number. my thingy-mabobber keeps falling off of the ruler again, so it's not on my ruler at the moment. All right, there's one. I'm gonna just reline it back up because I'm not very good at remembering what number was the half. Cut that right there. 2. And one more cut. Line it up on the line. And 3. Right there and right there. There we go. And look, I have a little bitty strip left. All right. Set that over there. Can go in my scrap bin. We're going to turn all these, stack them, turn them, and cut them all at the same exact time because I need how many again? I need 12 of this cut. So I'm just stacking it all up, making it all nice. Line it up right here. Cut the selvage off. And then cut 12 of my thing. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to change that off, the autofocus thing on there or something. Sorry that the camera autofocuses constantly. I don't know how to fix that until I get that whole someday camera system thing that I want. So there's 6. And then you can't, it's got to be done in the settings. Let's do this again. Right here and there. Just like that. Now we have the start of our quilt cut out. Move that out of the way. We're going to move on to the sashing. We're going to cut them 2 layers at a time, because why not? Line it up. Lay it here on the line. There. And we're going to find my little thingamabobber and try to get it back on the ruler, because...
Oh, do you want me to do that?
Hopefully it'll stay. Making sure all this crosses over the line. That line is straight. Everything's nice and straight. Now I need to cut 12, blah, blah, blah. Can't tell you, but that's the only thing about doing other patterns. But if you're following along, I'm cutting 12, specific number, and then I'm going to subcut. Okay, so I need... He's moving the camera back farther to see if it stops doing the in and out of focus thing. 1, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. And my scrap is about 2.5 inches or so. All right, move that out of the way. And then we're going to subcut to 48. What is it? What's the size again? Oh, okay. Just gonna stack them on top of each other. Line it all up right here on the lines. And then subcut it all at the same exact time. Cut all the salvages off at the same time. Then we're going to go over right there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? No, there's more than 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Do me a count.
Nope, my brain just doesn't see how many I stacked. All right, and cut that next set right here. And then I should have 48, I guess, because like I said, these patterns are really easy to do. All right, so that should give me 48 of those. Then we have the red, which would be the purple, right? Because that's 5/8 of a yard. Right. Yep. Okay, what are we cutting? All right, so I'm gonna line it up on a line, make a cut to straighten it out because it's very, very, very crooked.
Oh, it is.
Yep. How many strips again? 6 of the strip size I need. I'm cutting one at a time here. So 1, 2, 3, 'Get on there, right there. 4. Sometimes darker colors are harder to see under this ruler, by the way, just in case you're curious about the Quilter Select rulers. And 1 more. Especially black. Black is probably the hardest to see under this ruler. And there's 6 with a string amount left. Okay. So we're going to cut all this. Just lining it all up. And then I'll subcut it all. Is it done with the in and out of focusing since you moved it? Oh, well, that's good. All right. So now I need to subcut it into 72 of my number. Thumper came to say hi. Yeah, he came to steal the seat. He was playing with his, what is it called? The fish in the other room. All right. So I need 72. I'm going to assume I'm just cutting this whole stack. And I don't like this this ruler for that. Let's change out to a different ruler. Because I can't see that middle part with that dumb thing on there. I mean, I can, but it's not very clear. And one more time. It's over there. All right, so this is, I'm going to assume 72 squares here. Next is I chose the yellow to be the yellow, and the pink is going to be binding. So that can just get set aside when I go to do that part. Let's open this and cut. How much do I need to cut? And of what? Oh, well, it would help if I had the yardage the correct direction. Because that wouldn't help me at all if I cut it all funky. All right, what do we do now?
And you really would be making it your own line.
I need to cut 2 strips of my magic number. Like I said, this is very easy to do. All right. Is that it? Just 2 strips of my magic number and it's going to get all this? Okay. That's probably why you only needed 1/4 of a yard. Or that's what it says, I think. Yep. All right. Pull this up. Set that aside. Cut these. All right. There's all 24 of those. And now it's time to bring everything forward and assemble it. Again, I can tell you the steps that we're doing, but I cannot give you the numbers. But these are easy to do. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is mark a diagonal line on the back side of 48 red squares. So I don't like marking a diagonal line, but because I'm going to use my seam tape. And then we're going to grab this. And I'm going to make 24 facing one way and 24 facing another way. So I'm going to grab this, put it right sides together, and it looks like I'm sewing on the diagonal from, this is the way you're looking at it. I'm going to sew on the diagonal from here down here on 24, and then I'm going to go on the opposite side and sew on 24 of those. So I'm just going to count and sew. And I'm just going to use my seam tape as my guide. And I have a good stitch length. So there's one. No. And this will be number 2. Number 3. As long as I don't lose count. Scotty's just going to have to pay attention to what number I'm on.
Okay, you're ready now?
Yep.
Okay.
You know me, I lose my count. 4. Oh man, I'm covered in dust. How did that happen? It's because I'm wearing black. 5. And this is a batik, so it kind of doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to remember which direction they were, just to try to have them right side up. But again, with batiks, it really doesn't matter. I think I'm number 6. Right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 7.
That's me, and then I don't twice. I don't count it. So, do you not want me to? If you're not going to trust me.
And then 8. And if you're just joining, don't forget if you type in exclamation mark, the exclamation symbol, pattern, it'll bring you to a link to buy the pattern. It is a download. It's only $3. So if you want to follow along with this video, then that makes it easy for you to do so. Shoot, 9. Oh, I did it again. Because I'm talking. Where's the end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10. Ooh, I was ahead of myself.
What are you doing?
24.
We're at 11.
12. I'm just going to do it this way. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. One more to make 24. 24. Here we go. That makes it easy. Set those aside. Those go in a different direction. Okay. Now I could just sew and not try to remember anything. My brain. This is your normal brain. This is your brain on quilting. Remember those old commercials? And it was a fried egg or whatever. And I'm sorry for coughing in advance. I am still sick. I took cough medicine, so I should be good for a little while. But I can't guarantee it. Oops, that's 2. Take one off there. There we go. Now that I say something, my goodness.
That should be your new thumbnail.
My new what?
Thumbnail that.
Yeah. Technically, quilting shouldn't drive you crazy, but you know. It's very therapeutic. Just can't count while doing it. Because, you know, just pre-count out the pieces you need. Make it easier on yourself. Hope everybody had a wonderful New Year. Scott and I had enchiladas. I made enchiladas again. Why? Because yum.
I know.
That's what I just said. Scott and I made enchiladas again.
You make it sound like you do all the work. I help.
He helped by doing all the dishes and prepping all the food. He helped by being the dry hands, while mine were in gloves trying to do things, making a mess. All right, one more in this direction, and then we're going to make 24 on the opposite direction. But first, I think I'm going to cut these and set them aside so that my brain, you know. Also, I'm out of bobbin. And I didn't notice. Because I guess I'm not paying attention. Oh, here's one. Not paying attention. All right, next. Let's try to sew right back on that line. Because I already poked the holes in the fabric. And I'm also going to really quickly, because there's so much left over because of the size, I'm going to sew a 1/2 inch away on all of these so I can have some half square triangles for later. I'm really going to just run them all through, and then when I snip them, they'll already be ready for sewing or pressing. Just a quick sew. Just sewing about a 1/2 inch over. So that I'm not wasting anything. Come on. Getting close, getting close. And then we'll start the other direction. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to bring these over here. I'm going to slide all that out of the way. And the pattern. And I'm going to snip them all apart and then trim them in between. And I already have a pre-made half square triangle for another time. We'll make a pile that Scott can press.
Am I ironing? All right.
You know what? I really don't need the ruler for this. I just have to aim.
Am I ironing these ones?
Yes.
Those ones or both?
Nah, don't worry about the others.
Okay. Those are for extra?
Yep.
Oh, extras.
I'm literally just cutting in between the two lines that I made. So it's about 1/4 inch, because it was about 1/2 inch away that I sewed more. If you don't trust yourself, use a ruler.
You're super insanely fast. Do it, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Black numbers on your extension tray. Do they make a sticker for that? Because mine is fading.
I don't know if they make a sticker for that. I'm not 100%. You'd have to look that up online for the black measurement numbers. It's rare I even use those. Sometimes I'm like, I pick up a piece and I'm like, was this the 2.5 inch piece or was this the 4 inch piece? So I'll measure it using those, but I really don't use that. So if you really need to replace yours, you could also probably, if you have like a Cricut or something and you could print up stickers, you know, make your own little stickers and then put them on there to replace it. But I don't know if they sell it online for sure. All right, now we're going to sew 24 the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, this whole pile is 24 of them. So now we're going, I got to bring my chart up here and look. So they're going to go on this side now and be sewed from, got to hold one up. I'm going to face it to you. So it's going to go from the middle down. So it's the same thing. No, I think it's opposite. And then my brain has to look at it this way. So it's going to go this way. Okay, I see what I'm doing. So I'm going to sew from the corner down if I'm making it the way the chart says. That's not that bad. I'll just aim for that corner. Run them all through this way. There we go. Good job, Tiffany.
Use a marked cookie.
Place the pattern right there. And sew. Come on, just one piece. That's all I want. Again, this color palette isn't something I would have chose, so I'm not 100% sure how this is going to look because it's not the picture. So on the pattern, it's going to look nothing like it, but it will because of the placement of everything. And just so that I have a smaller pull on this, make it easy on myself, I'm going to stitch my 1/2 inch away real quick. That way it's not yanking too much.
Okay, what am I ironing now?
Nothing right this second. Alright, continue on. Come on, right there. There we go. So far, this is a very, very easy one. As long as you get the direction of everything correct. And you have an Iron Man to help along. You can have an Iron Woman too, or an Iron Cousin, or an Iron Sister, or an Iron Grandchild. Somebody to help the process along the way. It's not a very big quilt. It says it comes out. Where does it say it? 48 by 64. So it's just a little lap quilt. I call sizes like that children's quilts because they're more children's sized. But it can be used on a couch or something that size. Come on, right there. Well, there's definitely a lot more of this than there is of that. My goodness. There's a lot more of these purples, and I'm not seeing where else they would go. Oh, I see where they go. They go on the end caps. Okay, that's why. See? Gotta look at the pictures. That's why there's extra. Oh, nope, don't do that. This way. Whew. And one more. And then I'll go back and sew the extras, and then we'll cut all these and send them over to Mr. Iron Man.
Want me to cut them?
Huh? No.
Cut the little purple.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. That's what I meant.
side and cut all this. So now I'm just cutting off the excess of these. Obviously, I'm going in a totally different direction. Oop, come on, right there. There's some to start with. These are totally separate piles. Okay.
So they don't go in this pile?
No, because they're the opposite direction.
Okay. I will make a whole new pile. Oh, new pile. That is just for you, Tiffany. What do you mean by batiks?
Batiks is hand-dyed cottons. They're usually, so there's a video on YouTube. It'll explain it. Type in how batiks are made, B-A-T-I-K-S. It's a different feel of fabric, different feel of cotton. It's thinner feeling, but
they're light and pretty.
They're light and they're always pretty, and they're hand dyed, or like if they have designs on them like this, it's the designs like this are actually stamped in segments. So they dye the colors, and then they take like this stamp thing that has wax on it, and then they put the color, and then they stamp them. So there's, obviously repeats, and then they'll stamp it with a giant stamp thing, and it's all done by hand on a machine. I think I watched a video a couple of years ago about non-hand dyed batiks, but most of the time they're hand dyed, and they're really, really pretty. They're always really pretty. But they have a different feel to them than regular cotton. Yeah, they feel waxy. Like, I just long-armed a couple, I don't know, like 5 or 6 days ago. I long-armed, no, not 6 days ago. It was the day before Christmas. Day before Christmas Eve. And it was the
23rd.
Yeah, the 23rd. A batik back on the long arm, and it was a 108, and it still had chunks of wax on it, and it made a mess in my living room. So not all are rinsed properly. Some companies make their batiks differently, but they're pretty much the same. So if you just type in YouTube, how are batiks made, there'll be a video showing you the process. It's really cool. They're my favorite of the fabrics. I think it's just because I like their more vibrant colors. All right, that's done. Now it says to take, I sewed my rectangles, trimmed the excess, pressed it. Now I'm going to sew my A1s right here. Sew A rectangles to the sides of focal squares according to the diagram. So here's my focal squares. Here are my A. So 12 are going to go these were A, right? This. They're going to go right here. That's wrong. That's right. That is right. Right here. My brain. Woo, woo, woo. Half right here. The other half right here.
The brain's working.
Like this, right? Sticking out this way. The side is touching. Sticking out this way. Okay. So now I'm going to sew all of these like this. I don't know how well you can see, but they're going on like this. And then the other side is pretty much the opposite. It's the mirror image of it. So I'm going to sew these to both sides. And now it's time for a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to put my little magnet here because I don't sew straight for the life of me. There we go. And I had a really big thread break. What the heck happened here? Oh, it tangled from the bobbin. That's why. Another problem with batiks is if you sew on them, it's a little bit harder to get those holes to go away. Okay. We had a bobbin tangle. A really big one. It's stuck in here.
You need help?
Oh, man. I can't even see that.
You need help?
I don't know because I can't see it. I'm going to have to take the plate off to get that out of there, wherever it's...
Flashlight?
Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Come on, thread. There you are. Can't see it, but I can see it. It's getting really close.
Flashlight?
No, I got it. This is not stuff that happens on live stream, really. I'll pick up that while I'm in there. Okay, sorry about that. Should be untangled now. Now, if I can find where the thread is here, rethread the whole machine. Pop in the bobbin.
How do you know you have batiks while you're doing that?
You'll know the feel is different. They're more vibrant. If it feels like a waxy, or sometimes like it feels kind of rough. If you feel it, it feels kind of rough, like waxy rough. Is that even a word? But it is a word. Can you combine the two? Yes. Cottons are usually soft and fluffy feeling. The batik cottons are a little bit rougher. And once they're washed, though, they're super soft. So washing definitely changes things. All right, here we go.
They also look pretty much the same front and back.
Yeah, and they look the same front and back. You'll never know the difference. The front of the fabric, I'm going to show you right here, and the back of the fabric look exactly the same. The only slight difference that most people will say with batiks is the back side is a little bit duller, and the front side is a little bit more vibrant. But they're usually exactly the same. That's why I'm not caring whether it's right side up or not, because technically it's exactly the same. And once it's washed, you're never going to know. They also press really crisp. And if you starch them, it's like paper, because it already kind of feels like paper. But if you starch it, it's super.
You recommend washing your batiks first?
It depends. Some batiks, it's happened, reds have bled. But if you're putting all batiks in one quilt and there's no white, you should be fine. Huh? Yeah, I don't pre-wash, so I don't feel the need to pre-wash.
Are they thinner or thicker?
They're thinner. They're a lot thinner. I feel they're thinner. You know, like a windbreaker jacket. I'm going to try to like give an example here.
Yeah.
The feel of a windbreaker jacket is how these feel.
Yes.
If you've ever worn a windbreaker, this is the feel of a windbreaker. But that's not what the fabric is. It is cotton, and it feels like a windbreaker. Regular cotton just feels soft. I had to find something in my mind that was close to the feel of this stuff.
Well, you're right.
Yep. Yep. I'm pretty sure all those others out there that know what batiks are like agreeing with me. Yep. That's what they feel like.
Complete 2024.
Huh?
Do you even count? You
I
know how
did
many?
not count how many quilts I made in 2024.
Just say a lot.
I did a lot. Let's just say every 2 videos was a quilt. A little quilt, a big quilt. So every 2 was a full quilt because I most of the time break things up. And then my little open gate project. So there's 12 right there because 1 for every month. And then, yeah, I started Breakfast at Tiffany's 25 episodes ago, so 25 weeks ago. I mean, no, more than 25 because it's 2. So what, in June or
12
July?
months ago.
Yeah, 12 months ago.
Divided by 2 is pretty much
Yeah,
12.
so
yes, a year ago.
I started this a year ago, and every 2 videos of this, there was a quilt, and every 2 videos of So Sunday, there was a produced quilt. So that's pretty much 3 quilts a month for 12 months, however much that is.
36.
36. Maybe more.
Well, does that include table runners and wall hangings and all that?
That does not.
Table runners and wall hangings.
That won't has wall hangings in it. Table runners. I did a lot of table runners in 2024. I probably did like 45 table runners because I did the table runner videos. I did 2 of them. And I made a ton for each video so that I had plenty of examples. Can you get me a cough drop? It's coming back.
Yep.
I can feel it. It's coming back on strong.
Yep. Just a cough drop?
Yes. No, just a cough drop. All right, 1 more. And then these all go on that side. Alright. Thank you.
There's still water in there.
Turn the mic off for that. That's not a cough drop, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I just opened the package. Brand new.
Okay, yeah, it
I believe it was.
is. Sorry, guys. I needed a drink. It's the one thing I hoped would be over by the new year was being sick, but no. It's made its way into my lungs and caused me to gag. All right, I'm going to turn these around just like this and sew the opposite side on. And then I'll send them over to Scott to be pressed. So I'm only making 12 blocks here. It's going to be a 3 across by 4 down, I think. Layout. Come on, I just want one. There we go. You know what batiks are really good for? And back onto that dang subject. Paper piecing. I like batiks for paper piecing because it doesn't matter which side. So if you cut your piece and it's accidentally the wrong direction, there's no right or wrong side. So it doesn't matter. And they really give a super crisp look to paper piece projects. Oh, come on. I'm going to give you some to start pressing.
Okay.
Just press them towards, does it even say? Nope, it doesn't say, so just press them towards the sashing.
Do you have a quilt that's on your bucket list to do?
A quilt on my bucket list is a double wedding ring.
I need to cut it.
Just use those for now.
That's what I did.
Well, you have a pair over there
I
somewhere.
know. If I'd have wanted those, I'd have got mine.
Here's the cutter though.
Oh, it's too late now.
How often what?
You clean your machine?
I usually clean my machine every, couple months. In the year of 2024, guess what I did not take this machine out to do? I did not take it out into the garage to give it a full cleaning. Like literally taking it apart. I didn't do that last year. I did, however, take the needle plate off and I did clean out of there a few times. I always, push it on you guys to keep your machines clean. But this year, or last year, I got really lazy about it because I, got really lazy about it.
What is paper piecing?
Paper piecing, foundation paper piecing is when you are sewing on.
Ironed it like that?
Yep, perfect. When you are sewing onto paper to create a pattern. Refer to my Sculliver video series.
Gulliver's awesome.
So there are patterns that are on. Did I sew 2 onto 1? Why do I have 1 left over? Are there 2 centers on something over there?
I don't know yet.
I'm going to check all these. I don't think I would do that, but I've been known to mess up a few times.
Middle piece?
Yep. Why would there be 1 left?
I don't know.
Unless I didn't make 24 of them.
I'm not noticing an extra middle. On any of these. Unless they're really sewn together good. You just did a really good job sewing them.
No. Okay, well, here's those. I think this one's the backwards one then. And I don't have enough to fix that. Because, yeah, this is that way. No way to do that. But we're going to see because I may have messed all that up. Okay. Well, I thought I counted 24. All right, next step is to add the top and bottom. So my B piece is now going to be this on this side and this on this side like this, and then we're going to put these purples on this and the yellows on this, and the yellows will go on this side and the purples will go on this side. So essentially I'm sewing all the purples to that side. So let's turn this way and sew all the purples onto these.
Will you be doing any paper piecing in the near future?
It depends. I do have a project I've been wanting to do with the paper piecing. I got the pattern the year before last, actually. I just haven't done it yet because, not because I'm scared to, I just haven't done it yet. I haven't had the time. I mean, obviously I can make time by starting it on a Sew Sunday or something, but videos like that, I like to actually just make a video instead of doing it live. I gotta figure out if I have enough of these pieces, because if not, then I gotta figure out how to change the direction of that one, or I can just leave it and call it a boo. Although I don't like to have too many mess ups in a quilt, but I will somehow figure it out. Yep, I have 2 templates for double wedding ring. I just need to choose my yardage and start it, honestly.
Do you have enough scrap to print a piece of yellow?
I'm gonna frankenpiece it probably if that's what it was, and there was a mess up, and I overcounted the one direction and not the other. Pretty sure that's exactly what I did. I'll get these all on here first and then figure that out, because I'll just lay the whole thing, all these blocks on the wall, so that you guys can see.
If you're doing good. Will anyone tell you?
Yep, it's definitely that piece. We gotta gonna fix it my way. Nobody will ever know but you guys out there.
What did you do wrong?
I sewed one extra on the other one. Okay. I'm going to put the yellow now on the opposite side. So I'm going to snip these apart and then just lay them on my lap. I'm going to put the yellow on the other side and then I'll fix the boo-boo piece. You will when I give you both sides. I'm sewing both sides first.
When you long arm, what needle do you use in brand?
When I long arm, what am I using? 16s? No, I'm using 18. No, I'm using 16. No, 18s.
16 or 18?
16 or 18. All right, now.
Brand?
Yeah, good. It starts with a G. God, I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm using. They start with a G.
Okay, what's your favorite batting?
My favorite batting is,
All the same person.
I just like batting whatever goes in the quilt. I prefer polyester for the loft. So usually I go with an 80-20 in my quilts. But if I'm doing a show quilt, I use polyester, and everything else, most of my for sale quilts and stuff like that, I use cotton in them. If I'm trying to get a little bit more oomph inside the quilt, then I'll use 80-20. And if I'm running out of something, then I'll use 80-20 because I have more of it, or 100% cotton. It don't matter. We just buy big giant rolls at Walmart or Marshall Dry Goods. I really don't have a favorite though, honestly. It's just whatever the quilt needs is what it gets. That's my favorite. So a quilt like this, I'd put 100% cotton in it. Most likely.
Are your needles sharp or ballpoint?
I'm pretty sure the needles are ballpoint. Groats and Beckert, that's what they are. See, I knew eventually it would come to me. That's what the needles are. I'm sewing these on. That was on my lap backwards. I must be not paying attention now. All of a sudden, everything's wonky doodle on me.
What would you do in a Bargello?
Quilting on a Bargello. Well, most of the time, I don't know until I see it. But, you know, it depends. Sometimes you choose, if it's all floral fabric, sometimes I'll just pull the floral out and quilt a floral design. If it's leafy fabrics, I'll put leaves on it. If it's swirly fabrics, I'll do swirls. I've been known to swirl, do spirals on Bargellos. I think it looks really good. And it covers all those seams so that nothing rips open. Huh?
Would be earth tones for a man.
What would be earth tones for a man? Oh, I don't know. So you quilt earthy stuff if it's earth tones.
There you go.
Sometimes a simple meander says it all. Or a loop-de-loop, especially if it's for a man. They don't care.
like your knot work, which is like blocks.
Yeah. Scott likes when I do knot work on the long arm. Okay, did I drop one or do I? Oh yeah, because that's their last piece. Okay, I was wondering why there's one piece left. Okay, so what I'm going to do is send all this over to Scott to press, and then I'm going to Frankenpiece that last one with my scraps. All right, here's all this. I'll let you snip it just because I'm going to Frankenpiece right now.
Yeah.
There's all that. Just press them towards, so under, like this.
I have no idea what you're saying. How about I ask you when I'm ready?
Okay. All right. We are going to Frankenpiece this the correct direction. I need this and I need this. Okay, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we're going to make it work.
What would the Hunter Star cutting measurements be for 6-inch and 8-inch square?
The Hunter Star for what? 6-inch and 8-inch square? I would do 2 1/4 inch. I'm going to hook 2 of these on here. Here we go with this whole Franken nonsense. We're going to go to our number right here.
You got it, honey.
And we're going to make this work.
How often do you change your long arm needle?
I change my long arm needle every 2 quilts, maybe 3. If it's a client quilt, then, oh man, I couldn't cut it that direction. Oh well. It's not going to matter. All right, so I've made the darn thing longer. Now I just have to remember which way these ones were going. This was a B block. So it goes on. Okay, let's sew some of these together.
Okay, so you don't want me to just iron them out like that, Tiffy?
No, they have to go in this way.
Oh, you want them in?
Yeah, because these are already going out. They won't nest otherwise.
It's going to be hard to put that in on top of that one.
Just do it as best as you can, please. Thank you. All right, we're going to sew this together and hope that these 2 become the size I need. Because they won't nest if not, and it'll just be a giant, messy mess. Please be the size I need. Oh, ta-da! It is, okay. So let's cut a square out of this.
So you want it to look like that?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, well, there's one. It's not going to sit very good. It's a big lump there. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
It won't matter when you're quilting it?
Nope.
That's big.
All right, so I'm going to cut this to the size that it's supposed to be, and then I'm going to sew it on, Frankenpiecing this together. So now I have the size square that I needed the whole time. I'm not going to turn that one into the half square triangle, though. I'm going to turn the solid one that I had. I'm also going to remeasure this out. Can you press this flat real quick?
Doesn't matter which way the thing needs to go?
Nope. So this is how you fix boo-boos.
Can you reuse the purple triangle?
Yeah, the extra triangle is going to go over with that other stuff. All right, there's all that. I'm going to go ahead and take this and attach it now onto this end that I just pieced onto here. in the correct direction. Hold on, let me make sure one more time. Yep, it's this one.
Here we go.
I have not done the one block wonder. I have done hexagon quilts, yes. Okay. All right, so now my pieced one will go on this side, was what it was, yep. Actually, I'll put the seam facing that way because I think it'll be easier. This back over here. Press it in this way, and then put the yellow on the other side. And then I have remade my piece the correct direction. The way it's supposed to be. Okay, so now move that, move that, move that. Lay this on this side. That's going to go on this side, and then this goes this way. So that's how it works. I hope you can see right here. Yep, you can see right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start attaching these all to one side and then the other, as Scott presses them, obviously.
Well, it's not easy putting a seam on a seam. See?
So I'll go ahead and start just a block at a time. My little Franken-pieced piece fit perfectly. Nesting the end. And then we'll put one on the other side, like this. And then we'll put it on the wall. All right. Just gonna press that back like this with my finger for now. And then this is the piece that was Franken-pieced. So the only reason why you can tell it was is because the direction of the fabric changes. But guess what? I don't care. I'm just going to put this here so you can see what the block looks like for now. And then I'll piece the rest of these as Scott presses them.
That looks pretty.
Yeah, I think it's good that I chose the yellow to be the color instead of the pink. I think the pink would have got lost in it because it's similar to the background, you know. All right, nest that seam, nest the seam. I'm gonna turn these this way, make it easier on myself. Oh my goodness, come on. Hair.
What are you doing for? What's wrong with your hair?
Oh, it was in my nose. I was inhaling a piece of my own hair.
Yeah, I can't help you with that. I don't have a fix for that one.
Me neither. It's tied back, but I guess it's falling out of the clip. All right, snip them apart.
How do you decide what quilt you're going to piece next?
How do I decide what quilt I'm going to do next? Well, I usually just, now that I have a fabric room and this room, I usually just go into the fabric room and grab something. I don't even take any thought to it, so I just reached into the kit shelf and grabbed this today. Maybe next time I'll reach on to the jelly roll thing and choose some yardage. You know what I mean? I just randomly kind of do things around here. There's no specific anything. I just go in there and grab a project. That's probably, for me, I think I get more stuff done and more fabric used when I do it that way. If I pre-plan, then I put too much thought into it, and then I'm like, blah, 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 well, no, I don't like this with that. And then 2 weeks later, I finally determine what fabrics I'm going to use, and then oh, wait, no, never mind. I don't want to do this now, I don't want those kind of, I just choose. It's easier. Just let my blind eye guide me. Grab something and do it.
Grab and go.
Grab and go. Exactly. That's how I make up all my patterns, too. I usually just make them up on the fly. Even on my filmed videos, I'm usually making it up on the fly, and then I, say what I think is going to be, because I know most things, quilting-wise, when it comes to putting things together. So I'll say all that stuff, and if I have to edit over, I will, or, put different numbers in. So sometimes I'm just guessing, but I usually get most of it right. But it's usually on the fly, everything that I do. So today's project was chose last night, last minute, before going to bed. We just walked into that room, reached onto the shelf, and said, hey, I'll make this kit. Oh yeah, I said that's pretty fabric. I'm gonna use that. What did you say? I don't hear you over the sewing machine. Mixed with coughing doesn't make it any easier. And if you're just joining, Explanation Pattern takes you to a $3 digital download to do the AHOY pattern along with today's video.
Are you putting sashing between each block?
What?
Are you putting sashing between each?
Each block has the sashing built onto it. I'm making 12 total blocks here. So it'll be a 3 across by 4 down to make a 48 by 64 quilt. I think that's what it says, yeah. Oh, out of bobbin.
Do you make your own kit projects, or do you buy the kits already made up?
I don't buy kits. They are usually sent to me, and I make up my own stuff. I don't really make up kits. I mean, I put stuff together, so for a specific pattern. But technically, that's not making my own kit. That's just choosing everything to do a pattern. I just happen to have quite a few kits. Some were started too, so those ones I'll probably just do off camera, you know, because that's what I usually do is off camera for started projects. Those of you who've watched my mail videos, someone will send me something. Sometimes people aren't interested in a project. They start it and they're like, I don't like this, and then they send it to me and I finish it. So I have a few of those kind of projects. All right. While he's still ironing, I will go ahead and press these by finger.
Boy, I ain't easy doing it here. That monk is fighting the heck out of me on every single one.
Okay, let me just go over them with this, my super finger presser. Okay. I think all the blocks go in the same direction. Yep, they're all the same direction. So it's going to make this even easier to put together. Like I said, the Villa Rosa design patterns are always really easy to follow. So if you type in explanation pattern.
Are you ironing any of those now?
No, I'm going to finger press and then iron the whole quilt when I put it together.
Oh, you just don't like my ironing. Is that a hard time that lump, huh?
No, let me have those pieces though.
Huh? Is that what it is?
No, it's fine. You did a good job, mister. Is the iron still on though so that I can quick press? Yeah, I'm just going to quick press all of this.
Do you want me to iron?
No, I got it.
Okay. Sit down. See if there's any questions.
All right, last one, and then I'm going to get up and press these real quick. And then we'll put them together. And then we will have a finished quilt in less than 2 hours, hopefully. All right. All right, 12 blocks. Oops. All these super flat too while I'm at it. Okay, so the patterns that I do, I would love to be able to sell them, but guess what? I've already given them away for free, so there's no point in takey backies. Takey backies, is that a word? I don't need, you know what I mean? If you guys would like to, say, support my channel because I made the video and you guys got the pattern and they got the digital, you know, or the PDF write out that Karen does over in the Facebook group, you can donate to one of my donate things. You can type an explanation bacon on here and it'll give you my donate links. And yeah, you can donate to that if you feel the need. You had to pay for the pattern, but my videos are free. Everything about it is free. I don't ask for any money. And I am just not the kind of gal to write a book because I, again, already gave it all away for free. To me, that just seems, you know, if I was going to make people pay for them, I would have done that in the first place. Oh, thank you, Heather. That was very sweet. Some of my patterns are very easy to follow videos where you don't even need to have it, you know. I give you all the directions in the video. Sometimes I write everything in the description of the video, and most times Karen gets it into the Facebook group, especially if I do a really good job of describing it in the video.
What are you going to do?
The pink is for the binding. And I'll quick fix those ones on the wall, and we'll sew them all together in 4 rows of 3. Let's make these couple really flat real quick. And then I'm going to sew them all together. This is such a really easy quilt. Definitely beginner friendly. Oh, thank you, Laura. Happy New Year. Okay, my hair is definitely falling out of the clip. It is now getting in my mouth and everything. All right, so I'm going to, since they're all going the same exact direction, there's no turning because no matter how you turn it, it's going to go back to the same thing again. I'm going to sew them in 4 rows of 3 after I tie my lovely long hair up better than it was. All right, so I'm literally just going to hook this one to this one and then to another one and then so on and so forth. And then I'll attempt to nest those seams that are totally not nested, but I didn't know which every other one was going to be, so I'm just going to manually turn the seam as necessary as I get to it. There's 2. Here is a 3rd, and then I'll pass it to Scott to press the seams all one way that I just sewed. Oh, Rebecca. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Although I don't tell you guys those things, I don't ask for money, so I just thought I'd let you know that real quick out loud, but I do truly appreciate it. It helps out. All right, so all these seams, press this way, or however. I'll just throw it over there. How about that? No worries. You guys are amazing to me, and I highly appreciate it.
What's the average size of the couch?
The what?
The average size of the couch quilt.
An average couch quilt, I would say, would be like 55 by 68, 75, somewhere in that range. I think that's a good size for a couch. Apparently these...
Depends on who you are.
Yeah, it depends on who you are. If you're really, really tall, you want something that's more than 72 inches long, you know?
Like Eric.
Yeah, my friend Eric, who's in the chat, he's 6'9", 8, 7, whatever he wants to say. He's tall as all can get. And yeah, he needs something that's more than 72 inches long for a couch. If it's just going to be, you know, if you want to cover the feet and you're laying sideways on your couch, you need a long quilt. Especially if it's cold out and you want it to come up to your neck too, you definitely need taller than you are. For me, I'm short, so anything that's longer than 60 inches, that's good for me. It'll cover my neck and everything, I think. I don't even know how tall I know how tall I am, but I don't know how tall I am in inches. I think I'm 62 inches tall or 63. Something like that. All right, 3 more.
PayPal better?
Huh?
Tipping on PayPal better than on here? Tipping
on PayPal is better than on here. It still has a fee. the actual best way is Venmo for, friend to friend money.
No, YouTube takes 30%.
Yeah.
Venmo
YouTube
takes 3%.
takes 30%. Venmo or PayPal takes 3% or 4%, something like
3.
that. 3. And then Venmo doesn't take any if it's just giving money between friends. And my Venmo, if you're curious, is at the @ symbol, Tiffany's Quilting Life, with a capital T, a capital Q, and a capital L. Just in case. It should be there under the explanation bacon, just in case you're wondering. Huh?
Charlene did it through PayPal. So
thank you, Charlene. I'll get them because I want them to go opposite directions.
Well, I was done.
Oh, it's fine. I'll get it though.
Well, you're done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to sew all the rows together and then press it real quick. Honestly. So just pass me all that on the stuff over there. I'll just flip the seams all in one direction. Okay. No, it's fine. I got it. All right. So this is going to go on top of this. And then these seams I'll adjust, and then I'll press the whole entire thing and give it a better press later kind of deal, you know? And I probably should pin it or clip it or something, but I'm really not in the mood for that kind of stuff. So I just do it as it is. That one goes that way, so that one goes this way. It's kind of the way it naturally wants to lay. All right, open this up and add another one. Goes like this, because no matter which way I put it, it's going to be the correct direction. And there's quite a few seams to nest along the way. I didn't have pressing instructions. That's the only thing. So you're just going to have to, use your own determination on which way to press things because it wasn't listed on here. Just put them in opposite directions. I've never had a problem with, pressing and then forcing it in one direction after I've had pressing it the previous direction. I don't really have any issues with that. And with batiks, they lay flat anyway. Once you press it out the final way you decide it needs to be pressed. So
Is Venmo US only?
Venmo, I think it's US only. I'm not 100% sure if it's out of the country or not. I don't know how that works. I just set up tons of different options because everybody uses something else. The only one that I didn't do was Cash App, and there was another one that I didn't do. Because I don't need that many apps for money. Really, I don't. All right, last.
Great. You got like the whole thing done. What are you going to do next? Breakfast at Tiffany.
Another whole project. How many quilt tops am I going to make this year and not quilt? Iron still on? Alright. Let me give this a quick iron and then the whole thing's done. Well, the top. Because, you know, that's how we roll here at Tiffany's Quilting Life. We just get things done.
Is that a challenge?
A challenge? What was a challenge? No, this is me being me. So, quilt top number 1, done of the year. How many more will I make? You guys want to take bets? Just kidding. It's a lot easier when the blocks are big, though, I gotta say. When you make big blocks. Kind of like those 3-yard quilts, you know? This is kind of like that, in a way. And last piece to iron. I'll give it a better iron when I long arm quilt the darn thing. Oops, I knocked my microphone thing off. Sorry. All right. Hang it up on the wall. Oh, this is pretty tall. This is like perfect Tiffy height. And if it's crooked, that's because I don't ever get anything laid straight up there.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. You might have to do a close-up.
All right, guys. That's the quilt. Let's back this up so you can see. There we go. Finished quilt. Top. So, in 2 hours, if you sew like me, you can make AHOY! Running dough quilts for Villa Rosa Designs. Type in exclamation pattern, and for $3, you can get the digital download. And then choose your own fabric. It's very easy to do, as you just saw. And let's zoom in so you can see how pretty the fabric is. Look at that beautician's fabric.
Oh, hold up the pink with it. Go up there and hold the pink next to it.
All right, we'll back that up so you guys can see. The binding will be this pink. We're just gonna leave it right there because I don't think. Let's see, can I get it behind it? There's what the binding will be, right there. Can you see it?
You're still in the way.
Right there. The binding will be that pink right there in the corner of this side. Where's my finger? Right there. So it'll be that pink. So I'll put it with the top because I have a baggie that I put quilts and their matching binding in. Okay, there we go. Ta-da!
We ask them if there's any questions.
All right. Oh, hey, yeah. So if you guys missed it the other day, when I was on, was it So Sunday or something? I was really sick, and I was showing the finished quilt, and my Woweem, it's actually called Meow, but I call it Woweem because it says Meow backwards on the back. I made this and last year, now I could say last year, and it turned out super cute. I quilted loop-de-loops and spirals that are supposed to mimic yarn balls, and then cat paws all over it. Just in case you guys wanted to see it again, because we only held it up for a second last time. And then the back is a yellow print with, and you can see it says Woweem all over it.
It's just Meow backwards.
It's just Meow backwards. But it's funny.
It's beautiful.
But there was the quilt, and you could see kind of see the quilting on it. You can see all the yarn balls and the paw prints and the Woweems. All right. I left it in here so that you guys would be able to see it. Alrighty. Nobody sews like me. Aw, there are people that sew like me. They're just probably not on YouTube. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, with just minutes to spare, I've managed to complete a project. Yay. Again, explanation pattern will take you to this lovely pattern. And again, if you purchase it, it helps my channel out. So anyway, I'm going to get going if there is no questions, because I don't see any. Of course, obviously, this is 30 seconds delayed. Somebody was asking about the money in commercial thing. How does YouTube pay me? So, really quick. For every 1,000 views, you watch 30 seconds of the commercial while it's on there. Up to 30 seconds is how I get paid. So for every 1,000 views, it's 0.000001. So it's like the percentage of a penny for every person that watches those commercials. So yeah, I said that, 3 zeros. 301. Yeah, it's a third of a penny. 301.
0.3 of 1 penny is a third of a penny. 0.00003 of a penny is not.
Oh.
0.3 of 1 penny. 0.3 of $1 is 30 cents. 0.3 of a penny is a third of a penny.
Either way, that's how YouTube pays. So you got to watch those commercials because that helps. So if you just let the commercials play, just let it go through.
Just for 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds, and then you can press skip. Some of those commercials out there are like, 45 minutes long because it's some kind of demonstration or something. But that's how it works on YouTube, just so that you guys know. Well, there was no commercials. Now I'm thinking commercials.
Questions.
There was no questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you guys all for hanging out. I will see you on Sunday for So Sunday. Again, that's still at 5 p.m. That time has not changed. And just a reminder, since today you guys came on, Breakfast at Tiffany's starts at 8 a.m. and it's always the first and third Thursday of the month. Never any between. And if there's an extra Thursday in a month, I skip that too because it's only the first Thursday and the third Thursday. So that's it. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a wonderful rest of your Happy New Year. I'll see you guys. Bye.